The problem is zero point 0.6 divided by zero point 0.2 times zero point 0.1, and we want to get the answer to all that, but we want to express our answer as a fraction. So here are the skills that we're going to need to remember in order to do this problem. Okay, so the first thing is we need to remember place value. Now, of course, I'm going to explain each of these step by step, but what is place value? Well, I'll explain that in one moment. We're also going to have to remember the order of operations. So that's this little acronym right here, PEMDAS. And then we are going to have to remember how to work with fractions. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. And just, this is just a quick review on these topics. If you really want to kind of relearn basic mathematics, arithmetic, etc., I'll give you some suggestions as we get into this video. But let's start with place value. Now, notice I described this problem as 0.6 divided by 0.2 times 0.1. But there was another way that I could have described this problem. So in other words, I could have said 6/10 divided by 2/10 times 1/10. Now, place value is how we name decimals. So for example, 0.3 is 3/10. The 3 is in the tenths spot. If I have 0.32, how would I write that decimal, or how would I say that decimal? Now, of course, I could use 0.32, but if I said don't use the word point, how else could we describe this decimal? Well, we have to kind of look to where the last digit is, what place it's in. This is in a tenths place, this is in a hundredths place, so this is 32 hundredths, okay? So this is just a quick review of place value. Now, of course, this is not a formal lesson on it, but what we want to do here is we want to write each one of these decimals as fractions using their place value descriptions. So here, 0.6, we can think of that value as 6/10. 0.2, we can think of this as 2/10, and 0.1, we can think of this as 1/10. So instead of doing this problem with decimals, now you can do hand calculations with decimals, but that's probably going to be more involved than most people want to do. The easiest way to do this problem, in my opinion, is just to convert each one of these values to fractions using the concept of place values. So the equivalent problem is 6/10 divided by 2/10 times 1/10. Now remember, the question is asking to express the answer as a fraction anyways. So now that we have all of our values as a fraction, we need to take the next step, which of course is the order of operations. Now, the order of operations is extremely important in mathematics, and the reason why we need to review this is because we have two different operations here. We have division and multiplication. So in mathematics, things like this, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, even things like powers and the like, we need to understand what order to do this problem, because if we take the wrong order, we're going to get the wrong result. So for example, if I decide to do this first, okay, 2/10 times 1/10, take that answer and then divide it, or to have 6/10 divided by that result right there, we're going to get one value, versus if I go this way, okay, if I take this division problem, get that answer, and then multiply it by 1/10. So you'll get two values here. Now, we have to ask ourselves, well, which order is correct? Well, again, we need to understand the order of operations. And this little acronym here, PEMDAS, is a fantastic way to remember the order of operations. And of course, these letters stand for something. So let me go ahead and explain this real quick. And then, of course, we'll know which we should do first. Should we do the division first, or should we do the multiplication first? Okay, so PEMDAS right here stands for, it's an acronym, and this stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, M and D stands for multiplication, division, A and S is addition and subtraction. So this is a checklist. It goes from left to right, and we're basically going to just say, all right, do we have any parentheses in our problem? Okay, things like that, or brackets like this, or these type of brackets. These are called grouping symbols. So in this particular problem, we don't have any parentheses, so we can kind of move on to the next thing. Now, I'm going through the order of operations very quickly, but for those of you that want to relearn basic mathematics, you definitely want to do far more challenging problems than the one that we're doing right here. Okay, so there are no parentheses in our problem. Just for an example, if we had like 2 plus 1 parentheses minus 7, this is different than say 2, well, actually, let me make this more interesting. If I had 2 divided by 10 times 3 minus 1, now I could put parentheses in here, okay? Now if I put the parentheses there, I got to start there, okay? But if I put the parentheses, let's say right here, I have to start there. So I just want to make sure those of you out there understand this first step. Parentheses, but there are no parentheses in our problem. So let's move on to E. E stands for exponents. Now, when you have a power, like 2 to the third power, this means 2 times 2 times 2. Now this bottom number down here is called the base, and this top little number up here is called the exponent. So E really stands for exponents, but you can think of powers. So we don't have any powers in our problem. Now let's move on to M and D. Of course, this stands for multiplication and division. A and S stand for addition and subtraction. Now this is a very confused thing here about the order of operations. So the next thing we do is not just multiplication. And this is where a lot of students confuse this, or a lot of people. They're like, okay, I'm going to do multiplication. And it makes sense because it's the next thing on our checklist going from left to right. But that's not how this works. So M and D is actually a group. So the way you're going to approach it is the following. Are you struggling in math because of confusing lessons? Maybe the teacher's not showing you all the steps you need, or things are happening too fast. Well, there is a better way. So come on over to my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. There you'll find clear step-by-step instruction by me that will definitely make a huge difference in your math success. So make sure to check out all my courses by following the links in the description. When you have our M and D and our PEMDAS, we're going to do multiplication or division, whatever we see first from left to right. Okay, now of course here, what do we see first from left to right? We see division. So that's going to answer that question in terms of what we're going to do next. So again, we need to understand the order of operations. And A and S is addition and subtraction, and it works the same way. It's a group. We're going to do whatever we see first from left to right. Okay, so now that we understand the order of operations, we know exactly what to do first, which of course is this part of the problem. Okay, so let's go on to the next step of this problem, which is our final step. And what we have to do now is remember how to work with fractions. Okay, so we talked about place value. We rewrote the problem in fractions. Then we reviewed the order of operations, so we know exactly what to do first. We're going to be doing division, not multiplication. So now we have to remember how to work with fractions. So we have 6/10 divided by 2/10. How do we do this problem? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Okay, so how do we divide fractions? Well, we don't really divide fractions per se, but what we do is we rewrite fraction or division problems in terms of two fractions as a multiplication problem. And the way we do that is that we flip the fraction to the right of the division symbol. We're going to flip it upside down. So here we have 6/10 divided by 2/10. So we're going to rewrite this problem as multiplication, but we need to flip this fraction 2/10 upside down. That's called the reciprocal. So we're going to put the denominator where the numerator is at and the numerator where the denominator is at. So that's going to be 10 over 2. Okay, so once we have this, effectively what we have now is a multiplication problem. So now we have to remember how to multiply. Okay, so just to be clear, this division problem, okay, is equivalent to this multiplication problem. Okay, so how do we multiply fractions? Well, this is super easy. All we have to do is multiply the respective numerators and denominators. But the answer here is going to be 3. Now, some of you out there probably are saying, hey, Mr. YouTube Math Man, can't you cross-cancel these factors? And then 2 goes into 6, 3, and the answer is 3. Yes, indeed, that is correct. And most people probably remember that, but let's just see what's going on here. So remember, we're going to be multiplying the respective numerators and denominators. So the answer here is going to be 6 times 10 over, let me kind of write this a little better, 6 times 10 over 10 times 2. So what you can do with your answer is you can cross cancel like factors. In other words, these are factors of a number. So 6 times 10 is 60, 10 times 2 is 20. So these are factors of those respective numbers. But if we have the same factor, you could cross cancel. In other words, we have a 10 in the numerator and a 10 in the denominator. We can get rid of that. So we're just left with this problem, 6 divided by 2, which of course is 3. Okay, so that's how we got 3 from this. Let's go ahead and finish this up. All right, so 6 tenths divided by 2 tenths, we figured that out. That is 3. And so all we need to do now is take that 3 and multiply it by 1/10. So 3 times 1/10, you're like, hey, where's the denominator? Well, we could just always put that over 1. So 3 over 1 times 1 over 10. We're going to multiply the respective numerators and denominators. So 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 10 is 10. We cannot simplify this fraction. It's fully reduced, so the answer is 3/10. Okay, so I took my time to really kind of review the main ideas of this problem. And let's go back and look at that real quick. So what we talked about in this video was place value. We took a quick look at place value, order of operations, PEMDAS, and fractions. But really, this is just a fast, quick, cursory review for this particular problem. But if you're like, thinking, boy, it would be nice to relearn all this basic math, or maybe to kind of review basic math and then go beyond that into algebra and geometry, I got 2 great courses for you. So the first is my Math Foundations course. You'll find the links to these courses in the description. But my Math Foundations course is a 3-chapter mini course, but it's like a arithmetic basic math boot camp. So if you want to kind of get back into mathematics, and you're like, well, let me just take my time and relearn basic math, that is the perfect course of instruction for you. And, I'm going to be giving you full instruction there, not just quick tutorials. Now, if you want to go beyond basic mathematics, check out my Math Skills Rebuilder course. So in that course, I start with basic math, and then after that, we get into a ton of algebra and a ton of geometry. And a matter of fact, I continue to teach you some basic trigonometry, and then I finish up with some basic probability and statistics. Okay, so that's for those of you that want to kind of relearn a lot more math, or maybe learn it for the first time because you really didn't learn it the first time in school. But anyways, those are 2 suggestions. And then, of course, I always have a ton of videos, a ton of content on my YouTube channel on these topics as well. Okay, so with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.